Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. This is Paramay Trades, and this is the CoT Friday Roundup. Well, CoT Report Friday Roundup. Alright, what is going on in the market? Mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Stock market's crashing. Gold's going nuts. We made a killing on gold last week. We played the ranges. But that is not the topic of discussion today. The topic of discussion is the CoT report. And I think gold will probably fit in there too, but there's a couple of more notable commodities that we should have been paying attention to. And I think we ran some reports, we ran some videos, some journaling, and some technical analysis on a couple of these commodities. And a couple of these commodities, we had a bias because of the CoT report. All right. CoT, Commitment of Traders. Report came out from bar charts on Friday, and we've integrated it into our report, and now we're going to take a look at it because this is the roundup. A lot of changes. A lot of changes on the report. A lot of changes on the 6-month index and the 3-year index. And where could we have gone right? Could have gone right on a couple of things. The euro we've been bullish on for a couple of weeks. And the commitment of traders are not shying away from the euro dollar right now. So let's go through this so we can mark off the ones that we think are to be most beneficial this week. Moving forward. We said not to ignore the euro dollar. We were definitely bullish on that. Hopefully you get in on that trade. And it's still bullish. It's still bullish as hell. So we could take a quick look at that, just real fast. What did we say previously? They set a new high last week. And they set an even higher high this week. All right, so the current week's value is 84,000 net long. So they're not shying away from this. Up from 7,000. So find a safe trend entry and ride the euro. I thought it was topping out last week. I said, well, maybe there'll be a little bit of retrace, a little bit of sell-off on Friday. And there was. And it was quickly picked up. Pay attention to the euro. We'll do a separate video on that, but pay attention to the euro. High-grade copper. Not sure why. Not sure why. Global economies are looking pretty shit right now, but for whatever reason, they're pulling a number here on high-grade copper. So pay attention to high-grade copper. Take a look at the chart, see what's going on, see why they're getting really bullish on, or at least have a positive outlook on high-grade copper. Six-month index again, platinum. I don't play platinum very often. I really don't. Because it's so when they get bullish, then maybe. But platinum, probably following the other metals. Haven't looked at the chart. I'm going to be honest here. I haven't looked at it, but trying to pull away a little bit here on the net shorts. But is it anything worth mentioning? No, because we're not at extremes. We were at extremes back here many weeks ago. Many weeks ago, they were getting really negative on platinum. So not really interested in that at the moment, but we'll take a look at it anyway. What's going on with feeder cattle here? That's quite a sentiment shift. Maybe something worth looking at. Got to look at the chart. Got to look at the the CoT data. Let's look at GF here. And yeah, I mean they're consistently, they were bullish back here, right? I think we did have a pop on feeder cattle. But this is coming off of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they were bullish for 3 weeks back here, and leading up to it, 4 weeks of net position increase, 5 weeks net position increase of nearly 80%. So, I mean, you've got to wonder, with an increase like that, are you paying attention? Are you a buyer? Are you gonna, are you gonna buy the bounce on feeder cattle? We'll take a quick look at that too. And still, British pound, still bearish. Still bearish. Still holding that pattern. This has been a long investment, but it's not looking any better. So we're just going to hold on to that position. Right. Live cattle. Hello. Hello. That's a new high. That is definitely a new high for live cattle. Let's just take a quick look at the chart. Let's just drill down. Let's go live cattle here. Yeah. I mean, look at this shift in sentiment. It wasn't as abrupt as a couple of the others, but I mean, yeah, now they're getting bullish here. Take a look at the seasonal chart too and see if, this is about the same time you get a rally on livestock here. But that looks like a rally upcoming, if it hasn't rallied already. Well, we know what silver did, right? They set a new low, and we had bearish expectations on silver for some time now. So it's no big surprise. Coming off of this high of net long, positive outlook, and in a 4-week span, dropped like a hammer. Oh, they set a new low last week. We didn't even notice that. They set a new low last week, and they're low again. So we'll update those numbers, but this is extreme negative outlook. Gold was on an extreme negative outlook by commercial interest. And look what happened. I don't know who the fuck was buying tops. Pardon the language, but who was buying the tops of gold? I have no idea. But that's fear and greed for you. Because commercial interest was having none of it as of, the 18th. And I saw people buying. I saw lots of people buying. And gold was as negative as it was. It's just unbelievable, uncanny. The Australian dollar not looking too bad here. We were paying attention to that chart, and they were coming up a little, and they did. They came up a little bit more here. So, not holding quite nearly as negative outlook as they have been, but not quite at the extremes. So we're getting there. We'll take a look at the Australian dollar too. I think that one's getting ready to run. Soybean oil, getting bullish. Positive change going on here. Positive sentiment. Direction is changing with commercial interest. Something to watch for. Absolutely. This big shift here in Canadian dollar. Big shift in Canadian dollar. I'll take a look at that one too. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, I mean they're coming off, extreme negative outlook, and they're shifting. They've been shifting for the last 3 weeks. Let's pay attention to the Canadian dollar. We said that the currencies were looking a little bit better a couple of weeks ago. Euro was a real testament to that. Boy, wait till you see this chart if you haven't seen it already. The number one indicator, the reason why we got into this trade, was the euro. I mean, this was just heavy, right? And it continues to be heavy. And I think it's going to continue to be heavy for the next couple of weeks. So see if you can find a safe entry into that trade. What we got going on here? Ooh, ZM. Boy, oh, this one really, I mean, this one burns. This one burns really bad. When we had that change of direction, that huge bear strike, it probably scared off a lot of people. But what do we say about soybean meal? Is that it was shifting sentiment heavily. Heavily. New high last week, new high this week on the 6-month index. New high, new high, new high. Sorry, new high on the 3-year. Not a new high. Not a new high. Not over 100%. But we are over 100 on the 3-year. Wait till you see the ZM chart. What? I mean, we said buy this dip. Are you brave enough to buy this dip? Were people brave enough to buy this dip? S&P, you know, as confusing as S&P has been, we somehow knew that sentiment was changing. We somehow definitely knew that, didn't we? On the 6-month outlook, look at how bearish this was getting for some time now. I mean, I don't care if they were setting new highs. Where you set new highs by, you know? A couple of ticks. I don't know who the fuck was buying up top. I really don't. Not with this leading indicator sitting right in front of us. And super, you know, bullish on the 3-year index. But now just coming down below the extremes. And starting to pick its way a little bit lower and a little bit lower in the 3-year. So 63%, 64% on the 3-year index that's pretty big. That's pretty big considering the last year of data that we have here. We didn't see any kind of dip like this, but it speaks for itself. The chart speaks for itself. So we got a new low, so we're gonna put that in on the 6-month. Not to be ignored. All right, we're in some real trouble in the market here. So ZS, yeah, still bullish. Still bullish, but not as bullish as soybean meal is. That's for sure. But sentiment shift from 0, a new low, shifting sentiment. They pull back a little bit, and then they increase their buying again. This is soybean oil, just soybeans here. Worth taking a look at, but I think if you're going to buy anything soy, it's going to be soybean meal. I mean, that's not advice. It's just the numbers. We're just playing by the numbers here. But we said weeks ago, soybean meal was the one to look for. And hopefully you're brave enough to take the dip. Because, yeah. Any other extremes we want to look at here? Well, we know what the Dow's doing, right? I mean, they're not extreme measures right now. Look at notes. You can look at them a little bit. I don't play them very often, but you know, we thought. I don't even know what we thought in the last video with notes here, with treasury notes. Well, I think we were looking at the 2-year and it was getting bearish, right? Yeah, we were looking at ZT. It was getting bearish. Did it get bearish? Did it come down? You know, on ZT? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't looking great. Let's put it that way. Anyway, it had a extreme positive outlook through the end of the year, and then, you know, not so much now. I have to look at ZT probably in a separate video. Stick to the roundup here. Stick to the roundup. Here's the NASDAQ. No big surprise there. Look a lot like the S&P. It don't look great. It don't look great. I mean, this one's hard with commercials, but this low this new net low. We're going to have to watch next week and see what the heck happened. Natural gas coming down off their bullishness. Just a little bit. I mean, they've had commercial interest has held a negative or a positive outlook for some time now because I think they think that it's supremely undervalued. So are they holding in that uncomfortableness of low prices, low value? I think so. I think so because they think that this is going somewhere else. Has it? Don't know that it broke the ATR range. Could have came pretty close, but I don't think it's doing stellar. So let's just look at two charts that were extremely bullish, that we had an extreme bullish outlook on, which was soybean meal and the euro. Let's just take a look. All right. I guess we were looking at gold here. What happened with the euro? What happened with the euro? What's going on here? We did update the indicator too. And we've got some really high highs here because, well, we haven't adjusted the numbers yet. So 100 should be our new high, but we're gonna at least watch the numbers here. So 6-month index 152 at a high. What's going on here with the euro? We were bullish back here. We were bullish back here. Why? Because commercials were bullish back here. And did they get a running start on this or what? Did they get a running start? I think they did. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but with the way the market is right now and how bullish over the last 3 weeks they were on the euro, it really makes you wonder. So we're bullish back in here, right? If you get out in this trade, if you recognize this, if you saw, the hike from this extreme negative outlook to increasing net long positions quite handsomely, if you were in on this direction, I mean, you are a big winner right now. A huge winner. We were even oversold on the WPR. Did market sentiment help us? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did, because we've pointed this out on multiple occasions. We don't wait for market sentiment to bottom. We like diminishing market sentiment in a scenario like this. We really would have liked to have seen diminishing open interest, but we didn't get it. But we were oversold. Market sentiment's moving down, and comms are so damn bullish it's not even funny. So if you're not taking this trade, I don't know what trade you're taking. And I think I'm speaking mostly to myself, because it's like, hello, 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 hey, are the bells going off? Because this was it, if you were paying attention to commercial interest. Now it looks great on a chart like this, but it was a little bit chaotic. Trying to find an entry, but we found our entry back here, and then with the test. We posted this video. We thought we were going to get. We were hoping we were going to get. We were sidelined as a bull, and we were hoping to get in right about here, and we did. And if you held, you had a good day. So we had this nice break up here. We had this nice break. We got some trapped bears down here. We broke this line. Didn't close under it though. So I mean, don't jump the gun here and start shorting this shit. This was another trade entry. That impulse, that's a good candle. That's not a false break right there. This was a false break right here. This was a false high, because I wasn't a high yet. Just barely broke it. And looked like we got some trap bears down here, and they took it the other way. No, we did top out. We did top out. So we were looking at the highs. So looking at these highs, we got your first high pivot here, and here we got your second high pivot here. So that's when we drew the line. We drew the line and said, okay. Now, is this going to top out a little bit? Time to take profits up here, right? Time to buy dips. And there is what? This looks like another trap, right? Is this a trap? Looks like a trap. Look like a trap. So when we didn't clear this out, this was either your area to take profits or take your short scalp. That's what I think. Can we come back down and test this line at all? Oh, I just cut right through it. Oh, Friday profit taken. Pardon me. But it's so damn. It was so damn bullish that this was. I mean, here's your trade entry right here. Is it getting toppy though? Is it getting a little toppy? We don't know. Couple of strong pivots here. You know, lower high on this side. Here you got your higher high, and you got your lower high here. But I don't. I'm not bearish on this. I'm buying dips. Why? Because commercial interest is extremely bullish on the euro right now. Sky's the limit. I don't know where this is going, but it ain't going down. It don't look like it's going down. Look like it's going down to you? We got a, you know what? There's a lot to get through here, but that's a good, strong weekly candle, and you could have several up weeks if they wanted. We'll see how this shapes up, but I am going to be continually bullish on the euro because of commercial interest. So we ripped the range, and we're going to pull down. We're going to pull back a little bit, find support, and then just take off. It's quite possible. Quite possible. So let's look at ZM real quick. We know our stance on the euro, and this is one. I mean, this is one of the more frustrating charts, right? You get into this and you go, well, you know, it broke the range. It looked like it finding support on the range, and then it absolutely ripped. Absolutely ripped on the daily, and then what do you got here? Probably trap long or trap shorts or something like that. Traded below this. This is your on the daily a false low. We got a double bottom just about here, and then see you later. I mean. Well, it was a frustrating trade to be in, but we said, comms are still bullish, we're still bullish. Are we brave enough to take this dip? I really hope, sincerely, that people are brave enough to take this dip. So here's your 80 range, right? And look how consistently we've been up over the extreme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And this is exactly what we love, and this is what bulls were hoping for. Diminishing, if not relatively low open interest. WPR is in the oversold range. Can we make anything of market sentiment being low? Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're pretty damn low here. We're pretty damn low here. But it's not blazing. So this was at least a little bit hopeful here when market sentiment was this low. But this is the real indicator. This is what we hope for. So we were bullish back here because they were bullish. And then when we saw the consistency with net long contracts, you stay bullish. Buy these dips. Yeah, I mean, you were a winner if you got in on that. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. I mean, we said right here, we were looking at this. We said this, I mean, this was a questionable higher low, but we got what we were looking for in a pivot here. And when we saw the defensive pivot by the bulls here, we knew we should have been long. We knew we should have been long here. This was an unfortunate close to a Friday And when we got that pivot, you were a buyer here, and if you were a buyer, you were a winner. Because commercial interest was blazing on ZM. This shook a lot of people out, but we saw the pivot here, and we went with it. You made out well. All right, so those are the, just recapping here, Friday Roundup with two charts that we really liked, that we thought commercial interest was really bullish on, and they were. And the chart spoke for it. Does it always work that way? No. I mean, you don't blindly buy with commercial interest only. But we do look at ATR range for a break. We look at commercial interest. We look at where WPR is. Market sentiment, something a little newer that we're looking at, but we like it when market sentiment is low and comms are bullish. So we got to look ahead. Now we got to look ahead at the chart here. Well, we don't want a word here. All right. Get out of here. We want to continually watch these commodities. All right, so we'll post this in Discord. We'll post a chart in Discord. The video is gonna be posted up. Oh, if you're on YouTube, you're already watching it, so the video is posted up. All right, so yeah, thanks for tuning in to the CoT Report Friday Roundup. Again, this is Larry Williams' brainchild of an index, and we're just using it to find out where market sentiment's going. Yeah, we had two really good charts that we thought were going in our favor. Actually, more than that, because we knew silver, we knew platinum, we knew gold had a very negative outlook by commercial interest. We made some money this week. I mean, I don't know how you didn't make any money this week if you were trading the market. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for peering in at Paramay Trades Journal, or Paramay's Trade Journal. I'm Paramay. I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade. See you next time.